Hello everyone, welcome to Just Invest Today, and we got crazy news out of China, man. There is new regulations on Alibaba and Tencent. So what the government is proposing now is that Tencent and Alibaba almost have to work together. This is crazy. So is this new regulation going to benefit Alibaba or Tencent? I'm still kind of undecided right now, but I feel like this is going to be a huge catalyst for Alibaba. You gotta think about the Tencent platform and what WeChat is all about and how many users are on it. Everyone in China basically has to use WeChat or uses WeChat. Like, it's inevitable. If you live in China, you're using WeChat. And that's Tencent's biggest moat. But now Alibaba can basically penetrate that and use the mini programs inside of WeChat. Look what happened when PDD and JD.com got into that whole ecosystem of Tencent. Those companies blew up. Like, it's mind blowing how fast PDD has been growing. They have like a 800 million users just from using WeChat mini programs. So what's gonna happen when like Alibaba can get into that ecosystem and use the same thing? And then we have it on the opposite side. What about Tencent? So now we're going to be able to actually, so Tencent is going to be able to actually use Alibaba, like Taobao and Tmall. You can use WeChat Pay inside of that instead of only being Alipay. So that's going to be interesting because we already know how dominant WeChat Pay is or Tencent Pay. Like we just know how most of the market needs Alipay or WeChat Pay. Like those are the two platforms. That's like 90% of the market just between those two companies. So leave your comment down below. Who is this gonna benefit the most, man? Can you imagine Taobao and Tmall being able to advertise their products, be able to just use that platform? Like, look at the potential for Alibaba now if they actually open this up and they actually force these companies to do this under this new regulation. So this is just crazy news, man. And oh man, so we understand the government is doing a lot now. So Alibaba, Tencent are considering moves to gradually open up their services to one another in the Beijing crackdown, which makes it harder for China's two online giants to maintain the virtual barriers they have built in the recent years. So man, we understand how competitive these two companies are, man. And this is gonna be interesting because is this gonna hurt JD.com and PDD too? Because they had this huge advantage now. So being able to use Alibaba on WeChat, like, is that gonna like hurt the margins of JD.com and PDD? Because I own those two businesses. But even though they do that, I still think all these businesses are just still gonna generate huge amount of income because the e-commerce market is still developing, it's still getting huge. So I think all three of them can strive in this market. Tell me what you think about that. Can they all thrive in the market? And now with JD.com, Alibaba should be able to, like, with JD.com, you're going to be able to actually use Alipay inside of JD.com because now you can't do that. So if all this opens up, Alipay is going to be more dominant. They're going to get more users. And then WeChat Pay is going to be able to go onto Alibaba's platform and you're going to be able to make payments with that. So that is just a whole new sphere now. And that's going to create, like, we don't know what is going to happen with all these new barriers opening up, man. So it's just crazy because remember, we just had the huge regulation with App Pay, with Tencent, with Alibaba, like all these regulations, all these fines, all these forced vendors, and you had to pick one or another. Like there's just so much stuff happening with all these regulations. So I want you to tell me, what do you think? Who's gonna benefit the most from this? Because we have to understand, we have to realize what will happen in the future to make Alibaba still a strong business to invest in. Because if this is gonna hurt Alibaba business, do we rethink the moat? Is this gonna hurt Tencent's business? Do we rethink the moat? Or do you see all of this benefiting each other, and there's all this growing into this one big ecosystem. So tell me what you think, man. This is just an interesting article, an interesting development in China with these new regulations, man. And we understand how important Tencent WeChat is to the growth of JD.com and PDD. And now Alibaba is going to be able to probably to use Tmall and Taobao on those Tencent programs. Like, whoo! Can you imagine? Is this going to like develop into like 40-50% growth rates now? Like, God, man. So tell me what you think about this new news out of Beijing, man. It's crazy, man. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll get back to you in the next video. Peace.